been talking about this for a long time. JD's going to put a tattoo on our buddy here, former Marine Brian Basho, who runs a podcast called I Got Your Six Podcast. He's doing well. He's had a bunch of people on, a bunch of interesting people. And one thing we've run into with shows, a lot of people don't want to be spreading the love and shit because they think that there's some type of competition and everything else going on. And that's just not our deal, man. The reality is there's a lot of fans out there. People are going to watch what they want to watch. And we want to give our people as much bandwidth as they can. So what's going to happen is Brian and I are going to talk a tremendous amount of fucking nonsense. JD's going to finish some original artwork on Brian's arm that was sent to him by Ben Cantwell, who is another guest that we had on the show. Did you have him on your show, Brian?
Yeah, back in July, right after I had Jason on too. So I had a bunch of you guys on.
Oh, 2 artists back to back.
Yeah, fuck
That's
yeah.
good shit.
He's a good dude.
Yeah. Well, normally Jason would be talking, but the funny thing is, with art, Jason will get stuck when he's either tattooing or when he's painting and stuff, and me talking to him fucks up his zen. So I don't want to do that. So he's gonna be slinging the ink on you, Brian, and you and I are gonna be talking. So are you comfortable or?
Yeah, I'm fucking good.
You're good. You're solid.
Yeah,
How about those skinny jeans? Those skinny jeans are pretty tight. What
I
happens
fucking-
if you get an erection in those things? Can you continue walking?
Well,
or
that's
no?
the whole thing.
That's a different thing?
Yeah, I like to show it off a little bit.
You like to show it off a little bit? That's the deal with those skinny jeans? That's good, though. I like it. Are they motorcycle pants?
I don't know what the fuck
It kind of looks like motorcycle pants.
I know
motorcycle pants,
I know your knees be cold as fuck though.
Are your knees cold out there?
Nah, man. They're all good right now.
Don't be dissing his style.
No, dude, I'm just fucking with them because that's what I do. One, because I'm old and fat and I got tons of insecurity complexes going on. But you know how that goes down.
Chill be.
So anyway, how long you been doing the podcast, bro?
So I started back in 2 years ago.
Right.
So I just kind of went into a New York studio.
Right.
And just started talking about first 5 episodes of what was on my mind and some of the challenges I was going through with the transition.
No, you sat down and recorded the first 5? Is that
all
5
by
episodes?
myself. Yeah, all by myself.
So what did you sit down and talk for 5 hours, or how'd you do that?
Yeah, just by myself. I walked into a studio and I was like, you know what? It was a project that I thought would help me.
So anyway, you sat down and talked for 5
Yeah.
hours. So you burned 5 shows.
Yeah.
So did you cut them? Did you cut them yourself? Did you have the studio do it? How'd you
the
handle that?
studio just kind of recorded. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. So
Of course, none of us do. We're just fucking making it up.
Yeah.
Push buttons.
Yeah, so I just did it. I recorded in February about 2 years ago, around this time, and I didn't release it to April because I had that, what are people going to think? Stigma and all that. And I was like, maybe I'm not going to release it. And and over time, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to release it. And the amount of love and people from the units, people I serve with were like, dude, this is fucking, we're all going through the same shit.
Right.
And I was like, that's fucking awesome.
So did you start? Did you talk about some of the stress stuff you were dealing with? Did you talk about some of the drinking stuff you were dealing with? Did you talk about some of the problems sleeping?
Right. Yeah.
Some of the anger issues. Some of that.
Yeah.
That what's difficult to explain to people is that whether it's a sound or it's a smell or whatever, everything in your body will tell you that you're getting in a fight right now, and you're trying to constantly fight your way back from that, or try to keep yourself from responding to that. So, did you address that just by yourself talking about it, or how'd that fucking go down?
No, I mean in the podcast too, I talk about battling with Percocet addiction to getting arrested.
Were you jamming them in your cock hole and then stomping them flat?
Anal.
Anal? Okay. Just curious.
Maybe I heard that's the fastest method for entry.
Yeah.
No. When you put them in your cock hole and you stomp them flat, just like anally, it goes right to your mucous membrane.
Give me a fucking hard on thinking about that, bro.
I'm just saying. You like that? Woo!
That's
you can only get about 15 of them in there, and then it's just weird. But anyway, so you talked about opioids, and you got those from the VA for injury, or
I had a double hernia surgery.
Right.
During when I got out, and I just the Percocets were just coming in, and I was like,
of course, they're giving you a fucking tray.
So I'm like, fuck it. So I got really hooked on those,
Right.
And I battled those for months and months and months. And the one thing that really helped me, kind of get out of that was my buddy opened a gym in Jersey City. And, I found another outlet, working out and kind of, talking about with him, I trust, like a group of sport, the typical, transition struggles. And, just talking with him, I kind of, I started smoking weed, got real heavy smoking weed, and that helped. And, just by being active and talking about the shit on my mind really helped me, from all those years I just hit it. I just kind of battled inside.
Right. Because you felt, pardon me for interrupting, and if I'm wrong, feel free to fucking correct me instantly. But it's been my experience with the guys coming back from whatever, so everybody feels some kind of way. They feel like something might have happened that they should be ashamed of.
Right.
Or they did something, or they responded some kind of way, and they're feeling that maybe somebody's thinking some kind of way about them. But it takes a while to get through that, but not realizing that all the people that have been there or been in a parallel situation are feeling very, very similar. Maybe not exactly the same, but very similar. So has that been your experience?
Yeah, I mean, just kind of, by starting a podcast, I kind of, I connected with you guys. I connected with a lot of different vets that are out there trying to help other vets out.
Right.
And at the end of the day, you almost have the same kind of story,
Of course.
In different ways, but it kind of, and that felt amazing. I'm like, I'm not alone,
Exactly.
And I wasn't into the social media. I wasn't into that shit for years, I was one of those vets like, oh, it's stupid, what are these guys doing out there? And then when I finally start the podcast, I realized, wow, this shit fucking, helps me out,
Right.
and it's helping others out too. So it's like killing two birds with one stone. And and I'm continuing to do it, and it's just, it's really connecting with other vets. It's been such a big fucking factor in my life.
No, that's awesome. And Jason and I have had the same experience. We've been incredibly lucky, and we talked to you about the situation with the Soft Bad Monkey podcast. JD and I met through an alternate source, and then he and I had this idea. It's like, man, we should start a show. So we met at a pizza store. Talked about it for 20 minutes across from B&H downtown, and we were just like, fuck it, let's go buy the shit. So we went over and we bought it, and then we bounced off the guardrails for a while, and the next thing you know, Soft Bad Monkey stood up. And the next thing you know, we have people contacting us, and we have people watching the show because we put some stuff on video, and then we had people reaching out to us, and then it was people asking, well, what would it cost to do this? What would it cost to do that? And I'm just like, well, have you ever listened to the show? Because we had, professionals contact us. Have you ever listened to the show? And they're like, no. And I'm like, so just so I understand this, we're going to send you a piece of sound, and you're going to take that piece of sound and you're going to inject commercials into it, and then you're going to pay us based on whatever tool you use to monitor that traffic. And they're like, yeah. And I was like, well, have you ever listened to it? Because we say fuck a lot.
No.
And we're not gonna
no way.
And we're not gonna fucking stop because you're fucking paying us.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, that's the thing about the show. I Got Your 6'2" is like I you just gotta keep it real. People want to hear real shit. They want to hear how veterans talk, and I think that's what you connect with the real motherfuckers like that, and not none of this everyone chasing the sponsorships and changing the way they are, and when you keep it real, people recognize that, and and that's one thing too. That's why I watch your show, and like I said before, I don't watch a lot of veteran podcasts, but there's a sense of authenticity that I think a lot of veterans, got to stay true to, and things like these shows and keeping it real, and people want to hear the veteran talk, hear these fucking, making fun of each other, saying fucking fuck, and
talking about your skinny jeans action if you have an erection,
and shoving fucking Percocets in your cock, but
in your cock hole. If you're gonna be filthy, you have to be intelligent. So either jamming them in your urethra or your cock hole. You see what I mean? It's kind of like a thing. You got to go with it. It's like like shit Uncle Steve says. Like push like you're pooping. It's an anal sex reference. So that's what we're talking about. And no, I agree with you 100%.
And a helpful tip.
Say again?
Just push like you're pooping. It's a sex reference.
That is a helpful tip. It absolutely is.
See, so we're not.
So just so you know. But no, you're 100% correct, man. If you're genuine and you're authentic, then that's going to resound with people who may have been a few places and done a few things. But the other thing is, and people have asked us all the time, who's paying you, who's doing this, who's doing that. Ain't nobody fucking paying us shit. I mean, we've had sponsors, of course, but it's been other veteran companies. Like everything you see around here is Jason and I putting this together. And the reason we do this, and this is going to sound stupid, and well, actually, I don't give a fuck how it sounds, and it's it is a little bit altruistic. We know we're not going to get paid back for it, but if we can keep one person from fucking starting their pistol in the shower,
100%.
then that's a fucking win.
Mm-hmm.
It's a total win.
Right.
And when Rory healed himself, it was that was one of the ones I felt the hardest. And I had to record the intro to that podcast maybe 6 or 7 times because I couldn't finish it because I started crying and I couldn't talk. My voice locked up. And he was doing every fucking thing you can do the right way.
Everything.
He wasn't fucking drinking a whole lot. He was fucking reaching out to people. He was going out and speaking.
Or if he was suffering inside.
That's exactly right. And the
You helped me out a lot.
And the reason I circle back to that, because after you spend any amount of time in that business, because you're effectively passing out suicide.
Right.
That's really what you're doing. You're fucking handing out suicide to cocksuckers who fucking deserve it.
Right.
So it's to guys that have been in that, guys or girls who've been in that business. That's just always a thing, because you know, fucking that's it. You know, for me, it's fucking over. But granted, you hand that fucking painful baton off to everybody that's ever known you.
Right. Yeah.
And, you know, whether that's ultimate selfishness or whatever the fuck that is, but if we can keep one person from killing himself, then that's a fucking win, man. All of it's worth it.
I say the one thing, you know, and that's what I say too. I'll go back to this. I say I'm killing 2 birds with one stone. I'm helping myself, and I'm helping someone else out. You know, it's like there's nothing better, and I'm sure you guys get that too. It's like, you know, you get that one message, or like, you help me by, you know, listening to your podcast. You know, I'm not doing that to fucking get, you know, fame or trying to.
No.
You know, it's sincere.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Fucking, if somebody showed up and they wanted to fucking throw some cash down and we could continue doing what we're doing and not have to fucking take balls in the chin for it, well then sure. But reality is we're going to keep doing what we're doing because it helps. Because there's people out there that are fucking suffering. There's people out there that think I'm the only one that's ever felt like this. I'm fucking sick of it, and I'm going to shoot myself in the fucking mouth.
Right.
And we sit here and we pretend that's fucking... that's going to go away. It's not going to fucking go away. Unless you talk about it, you reach out to people that you respect and you fucking love, and you know that those people, the last thing they're going to do is say anything negative to you. They're going to say, fucking, where you at? You want to come over?
Right.
Let's go fucking grab ribs or fucking I'll come over, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, we don't fucking set tattoos and fucking chill.
We'll sit down and get some tattoos and talk some shit.
Yeah, we never make each other feel bad about nothing. But we know how complex our mentality is, or how fragile our mentality is. Like, I can slip into depression any minute.
Right.
And when I do that, I ghost everybody. I just disappear, dude, because I have to. You know, it's just part of my process to, you know, mitigate and maintain.
That's a fucking real thing.
It happens very often. It's a part of life for me now, you know what I'm saying? And I just accept it and respect it.
Right. That's one thing too. It's like this is who I am, you know, and I'm learning ways to deal with it.
You know what I equivocated to? It's like, or how I justify it. It's like, you know, energy doesn't dissipate. I mean, energy dissipates. It doesn't get destroyed. It's like it just moves somewhere else or changes its form, right?
Right.
So, you know, you take a few lives or you reduce a few individuals, and that energy's still out there. That karma's still out there. You know, you reap what you sow. It might not be in the form of direct fucking, you know, response to what you did or in the form of how you did it, but that energy will still be around you. You could even call it fucking spirits if you say. Think about this shit. You took these motherfuckers' lives away from them. You ended their ability to see their families, and all these motherfuckers want is a week from you. Fucking give it to them, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay. It's like when we look at death. You don't look at death. I don't look at death as a terrible thing. I look at it as a beautiful thing. It's cyclic. It's a part of life.
It's like being born. It's part of the life cycle. You know.
That's why the French call fucking orgasm the little death.
La petite mort.
Yeah.
What petite?
I know. I'm with you, man. I don't.
But I let them run their
part
course.
of the journey.
I let those energies run their course. And I feel good.
Well, I heard something. You go back to the karma that you guys said is like, you got no more karmic debt, right? I heard you guys say
karmic
something
debt.
about
That's right.
Karmic debt. I like that.
Yeah. Where you go, you know, I don't, you know, I'm doing good shit now. You know, all the bad stuff I did before. Now I'm getting good at it, getting that good karma, and I actually believe
Well,
that.
it's because you do it. You know, you're reaping what you sow. So you put out good energy, you get good energy.
Right.
And you're living righteously. You're not living for the wrong things. You're not making moves for the, you know, we bring this up and I like to just, you know, tag this shit on here so people hear it. You know, individuals, young men, live for pussy and money. And those are just consequences of life. You know what I mean? That's like gonna happen. That's gonna happen as sure as you're gonna eat lunch at noon or 1. You know what I'm saying? Like, But to live for your lunch, to live for the next lunch, that's a waste of time. Well, what are you doing to advance yourself? You're just living from lunch to lunch. You're living from pussy to money. You know, and your perception of life is just not where it needs to be, and you're gonna make these, you know, questionable decisions that will ultimately lend to keep depositing that comic fucking debt, cosmic debt.
In a situation that we're in currently, we do this shit purely to fucking give back. That's it. I don't fucking want anything out of this deal.
Right on.
I want to fucking sit down while Jason's inking you, put another segment of the show up while Harold over here fucking films it. We put the sound together, put another segment of the show up, and maybe if we're fucking lucky, somebody listens to it and think, fuck, those dudes went through something similar. I should reach out to my bros instead of trying to fucking drink myself to death. Or instead of fucking, you know, sucking on my fucking pistol.
Well, I mean, look at it. You know, I was at a point too a couple of years ago where I didn't reach out. I wasn't doing shit.
Right.
And when I put myself out there, I connected with you guys. Like, you got to put yourself out there and you know, share the common bonds of struggle and share those stories.
Especially if you find yourself idle.
Right.
Pick up a new trade.
Right. I did that podcast.
Yeah. Just follow your intrigue.
Right.
Just live to follow your intrigues, and guess what? As you're dabbling in it and you find that you don't fuck with it, just keep it moving.
Right.
But whatever intrigues you, pursue it, and that way when you die, you don't have that what if.
Yeah. And you gotta be willing to experience a little bit of discomfort as well. Right. You know, because reaching out to guys you don't know, and I'm sure it was uncomfortable for you.
Some of them is bitches.
You'd fucking heard the podcast and then reached out to fucking JD and you're like, what the fuck?
Right.
You know, because in your head you're thinking these guys are fucking whatever the hell. Right. And then you get up here and you're like, wait a second, these guys are fucking just like me.
Yeah.
You know, and that says a lot too. You experienced a little bit of fear and you walk through it.
Right. Yeah.
Because, go ahead.
I mean, the things that I found too is in life, you know, it's kind of cliche to say, but the best things that happened when I got out of my comfort zone, like doing the podcast, talking about my struggles, and there's been nothing but positivity out of that.
No, so absolutely. By your own hands, man. By your own fucking hands. Can no one take that away from you? The life you build with your own two hands is recession proof. Can no one take it from you, bro?
And we've talked about that a ton of times because guys, you know, you go to the Marine Corps, you go to boot camp, you go do whatever combat tours you go to, and then but you're still carrying around this insecurity and fear. You know, you're carrying around it. You know, maybe you're thinking somebody's thinking something about you that you don't want them to think about you, or maybe you don't think you have this skill, or maybe you think you're gonna say fuck at the wrong time, or maybe you've got too many tattoos, or maybe that person can feel that you didn't fucking sleep last night and you're dangerously close to biting their eye out and fucking their dead skull and you got to leave the room or whatever.
Right.
Whatever that shit is, you're carrying that shit around, and when you recognize it and you can move through it anyway, then that is where the fucking juice is.
That's where the transition hit me when I got out. You know, I was all worried about what do these people think of me. You know, am I gonna say the wrong shit like you said? Say fuck, you know, and you know, this guy looking at me like that. It's a lot of different things going through your mind that it takes time to kind of recognize.
I kind of got a PSA, and this is for the individuals that listen to our show. You listen to our shows and you follow us, but some of you are just some outright miserable sons of bitches. They will input what they feel you should do on your show, and what they don't understand is, one, this is my trial and error. Two, I'm not just a regular schmuckatelli nobody interviewing fucking badass military ninjas. Like, we're peers to a certain extent. So when we talk to each other, it's a genuine conversation. And if you know anything about us, our conversations always entail, one, cutting each other off, dick jokes. Like, it is what it is. So since day one, right, I've been telling people, listen, this isn't a show for you.
Yeah, so
this is a show for us. You're privileged enough to sit in and listen to this shit. So shut the fuck up and stay quiet. I'm sorry, that's the way I feel. Don't like it, don't listen to it. That's the beautiful part about podcasts.
Right.
You're gonna find your people. You're gonna find your tribe.
Right.
Because they're gonna be the ones that are loyal. But if someone has input on how to make the show better and all that, I don't give a fuck.
Always hearing that.
I don't give a fuck.
Hit that unsubscribe, motherfucker.
Yeah. Listen. Cool, you got it. Start your own shit, dog.
Right, and they won't.
Listen, So you sit there, you woke up, someone shit in your cereal, and then you want to pass that shit on to me.
Well, that's it.
Because I didn't perform the way you wanted to. Can you imagine how just undisciplined this person is, how impulsive this individual is? The first thought in their mind, they decided to Twitter fingers that shit on IG or whatever the fuck. They had they could never thought to stand aside themselves and say, who the fuck am I to tell this motherfucker anything?
Yeah, that's funny.
I find
it is funny when you think about it. It's like
I don't get those.
Yeah.
I do. I get it all the time.
No,
I get them too every now and then.
Ah, dude.
I do the thing you say: block, unfollow, delete.
Oh, dude. I am fucking ruthless about that blocking shit.
I do it now.
Dude, I don't respond at all. Any type of negative commentary,
peace,
or even like, say for example, because all three of us, Paulie, JD, and myself, we all put shit on the fucking Soft Bad Monkey IG stream. All of us do. If I see somebody attacking somebody on the fucking Soft Bad Monkey fucking stream or making a negative comment, I don't fucking respond. You're just a memory.
That's the best response.
Yeah. None of that shit. None of that negativity. That's what they want.
And then you know what's true too?
What's that?
The next day, if you don't respond, you'll see that they went on there through embarrassment and took the comments off themselves.
Right.
Because they didn't get the reaction out of you that they were expecting, and they left the liability out there on the ground. They left the target indicator out there. Yeah. One that's not being responded to. So everyone visiting that post is like, who's this fucking sad ass loser?
Right. Target indicator. Yeah. Fuck it.
Right on. So first thing, where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Morristown, Upper North Jersey area.
Right.
Good family.
Football, soccer. Let's fucking hear about it. Come on.
Field hockey.
Field hockey. You didn't play field. Bro, any fucking sport where you can run around and beat motherfuckers with a stick. So I'm down with that shit.
Yeah.
Come on.
So I grew up, playing football, wrestled, fucking, just kind of.
A lot of homoerotic energy going on, or pure violence?
Just I love fucking. Growing up, I had parents divorced. I was a young age.
Oh, so you were
So
angry.
I grew up. I was getting suspended in middle school. I was fighting. I was just an angry.
How old were you when you started drinking, doing drugs?
Probably. What's freshman year in high school?
I don't know.
14? 14?
Yeah. Freshman, sophomore, juniors. Yeah, 14-ish, 15.
Yeah, so basically, I wouldn't even show up to school. I would just go play sports and just fucking...
Get fucked up?
Yeah, get fucked up, go fuck up.
Weed and booze?
Just weed. Yeah, I started getting into cocaine, too, early.
Nice, how old?
Probably 15, 16.
Man, check you out. I started selling blow at 12.
White shit, dog.
And, it's crazy.
I started using blow into the Marine Corps.
What?
Yeah.
Damn, Jason's a late.
White boys was showing me shit. Y'all white boys was showing me y'all do some drugs, man. And it's a melting pot. So we get there, and y'all with the ecstasy, the acid, the shrooms, you're like, what are these things? All I know is, can I take one?
Oh, dude.
All I know is Philly blunts.
Philly blunts.
Motherfuckers like, here, let me introduce you to something called Special K.
Jason's a fucking gangster, but I'm telling you, his mom and dad love the shit out of him, and I'm jealous.
Hell yeah.
Like that song, fucking Spoon Man, that's me. All my friends are fucking brown and red.
Yeah.
That's the way it goes down.
Yeah, I mean...
So anyway, fucking 15, so you're already like, fuck it. We're fucking or fighting, I don't care which one.
Yeah, so I mean, and then I got involved, with, some drug dealers later on. He was, big front news, U.S. Customs busted him, front page, we were, just kind of...
What were you doing?
We were fucking robbing people.
Okay, alright.
And then we call that chailing over here. It was chailing.
So I actually my parents are like, fuck, he's not going to school. Mm-hmm. So they shipped I ended up going to reform school. 16 years old, I woke up in the middle of the night, this fucking guy sitting there and he goes, at first I'm like, am I just fucked up? Like, am I
hallucinating?
Right, because I'm all fucked up at like 16.
What are you doing hovering over my bed?
Yeah, so there's this guy there talking to me, and I see handcuffs on his belt. So I'm like, is this a fucking cop? Am I about to get... Because my parents were like, the cops are watching.
So where was this conversation taking place?
In my bedroom.
In your bedroom at your parents' house?
At my dad's house. My parents are divorced.
They came for you.
So it wasn't a cop. And then I see this big diesel motherfucker behind him. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this?
This is gonna hurt.
Yeah. They're gonna do that. I'm not doing the fucking, they're doing the fucking. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, what's going on? So he goes, we're gonna take you to this school upstate New York in Ogdensburg, New York, this school Ivy Ridge. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? So
And this was like 0:30
like 4 a.m., 3 a.m. They took me in this car, and you know, I still remember. They're like, you know, what kind? They were cool as fuck, and you know, they're like, you know, you're gonna go get help, you're gonna get reformed, all this shit. But yeah, whatever. But so you know, they fucking. I remember in the car rides like this Cadillac. You know, you throw the red.
Was it an SUV or a car?
Car. And the guy's like, "What do you want?"
Have the cuffs on?
No. I cooperated.
Did they let you wear shoes?
Yeah, I had shoes, everything on until I got there.
Right.
But, you know, this big diesel dude sat in the back with me. The guy was driving. You know, they're bumping like, you know, Tupac, listening to some gangster rap. They were cool.
Trying to relate to you.
Yeah,
right.
stopped at McDonald's. They were cool dudes, you know.
Right. Until you got there.
Until I got there, and it was fucking. Didn't go outside for 3 months. Fucking. You know, it was basically, you know,
Wait. You didn't have no outside time?
No outside time. When you shit, you only had 2 sheets out of a fucking toilet paper.
Yo, get out of here!
Yeah, so it was like an old school fucking reform.
So your butt was stinking a lot, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, you know.
Unless they fed you nothing but like raw meat, so you were pooping like charcoal.
Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday.
You know, the sweatpants. It was. The school got shut down later for like you know the
sexual harassment
for fucking
violence.
Abuse and fucking you know.
They touch a little boy.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a what do you call it? A congregation of young men and old men. Them old men is gonna try to put a boogie in his butt.
Dude, it's worse than the fucking
beating the
Catholic
fucking shit
religion.
out of guys. Like it was, and a lot of people there were court ordered, you know. So
right.
So they didn't give a
so
fuck.
you know, that was like the first time where I like met like you know people outside my society culture, kind of just kicking
So
it.
you were in a melting pot. So how long till you got your first fight when you were there?
I didn't. I was actually fucking. I was good. So I was like, I want to get the fuck. And they're like, if you're good, you can get the fuck out of here.
Nice.
So what I did is I just fucking read, fucking kept my mouth shut, worked out, fucking
did your stuff.
Yeah, and actually it's crazy. The week before I got picked up, we're playing basketball. I got hit in the face by this dude.
With a dick? He hit you with a dick?
Big swinging dick.
No.
So basketball fucking hit me, and I just fucking lost it. You know, everything being there.
Right.
And these fucking dudes just held me back like, yo, you're doing good.
That's all that fucking.
You got a week. You got a week to go.
Right.
Calm the fuck
big
down.
Big ass fucking black dude from Harlem goes, Brian Darnell, I remember, he goes, keep your fucking shit together. He goes, I'm not leaving, you are. I left there. This is so, and then.
So what are you, 17 now?
Yeah, junior year, end of junior year.
So did the junior year count? So you went into senior year in high school, regular high school.
Yeah, so
right.
Our football team was supposed to be, you know, NJ top team, you know.
No idea what the fuck that means.
New Jersey's top football team coming out of high school. So I wanted to go play, you know.
Right, of course.
And you know, I went back for the fall, and then got back into trouble again.
So you go to regular fucking high school, right? So you only spent like a year in fucking gladiator camp. No real violence or anything in there. So you're at gladiator camp. You get your fucking shit together. You decide to do your studying and stuff. You get out playing football, regular high school. So where does the focus for college go? Because I know you got excited to go to college at one point in time, and then you lost that. So where did that excitement for college come from?
So I think it was
somebody told you should.
Well, yeah, I think it was just a normal. You know, you go to college after high school, but I didn't have the fucking grades and shit. So I ended up going to Valley Forge Military College to play football and get a scholarship. Mm-hmm. And, you know, there I kind of learned a little bit about the military. You know, the plebe system, all that shit.
Right, of course.
And I was thriving in that environment where it was structured and, you know.
Well, there was fucking hard, fast rules. You knew exactly what was expected. So it was easy to understand.
Right.
You do this and then this happens. You do this and then this happens. Okay, I got you. Right. Very fucking binary. There's no gray areas, no bullshit. This is what we need you to do.
Straightforward.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can do that. Yeah. Right.
And then, I went to, and this is where I talked to you about, you know, Brian's rock and roll tour.
Right, exactly. So how long were you in college?
Year and a half.
You were in college for a year and a half, and then what? One day you just decided, fuck this. Were your grades shitty, or was there a bunch of things leading up to it?
Yeah, I mean, I started getting into the old me. You know, I was, you know, it was after winter break. I came back, and we had a demerit system.
Right.
And I came back. There's fucking Basho for the fucking demerits.
For what? You was like the worst.
Skipping. I was starting to skip
school, not
fucking
doing
just
homework,
you know, just
whatever.
rebellion at fucking military school, just kind of, you know, being an asshole.
Right.
And I was like, you know, I'm fucking leaving. You know, I'm out.
Right.
And, you know, and I walked down to the dean's office. I remember it was like this colonel.
Right.
He was like the dean. He was all military, Army dude. You know, fully stacked fucking ribbons and whatever. You know, it doesn't matter. You know, but I'm just like, this fucking, this, you know, now I look back, this is fucking badass. You know what I mean? And I was like, yo, I'm quitting.
And he said what?
He's like, you quit here, you're going to quit everything in life. You know, gave me the speech.
Man, that's the realest shit I can tell you. That was his first thing he said out of his mouth to you?
Yeah.
That shit stuck with you for a while.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, fuck it, I'm out. Mm-hmm. So I got in my car, and Brian's rock and roll tour started.
Right.
I went up to all my boys' colleges.
All your homies, right?
So now I'm gonna experience college.
Right.
You know, fucking fuck
So
home.
you go up, fucking, you're drinking, fighting, and fucking
just
couch surfing like nobody's business.
Yeah.
So how long did you do that before you decided, you know what, I'm gonna need to seek my entertainment elsewhere?
Probably 4 months. 3
4
months.
months.
Yeah.
So 4 months of hardcore partying.
Broken. Yeah.
And then what? What was the one instance that made you decide I want to go in the Marine Corps? What was that?
I had something hit me where like, what am I doing in life?
What hit you like a
I was home, living at home, doing nothing, man, nothing.
Oh.
And I'm like, I'm pathetic.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna fucking just walk down to the recruiter's office, you know, and I'm only being fucking a grunt too. You
right.
know,
Whatever.
Yeah. And then, just like, I'm gonna fucking join. I'm bored.
Right.
I'm bored with life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know what I'm doing. You know, and I was 21, so a little bit older, and I said, fuck it. I went. I went to recruiter. It was probably like July that summer, and I went to boot camp in September.
Right.
And September 2008.
September 2008.
Pumped out.
So the war.
Yeah, I was ready to go. Yeah.
No, so the war was fucking. The war was solid because we were fucking balls deep by 03.
Yeah.
So
it was.
So there was no doubt in your mind this is what was going on. I'm going into the Marines. I'm going into infantry. I'm gonna go get some fucking dirt.
And I wanted to do it.
Right.
It was just part of me growing up.
So there was no doubt in your mind that's exactly what was going to happen.
Right.
So you went into the recruiter's office. What did you tell him?
I want to join and I want to be in infantry.
Right. And he said what?
He goes, we don't have any 03s right now. I try to do the bullshit, and I go, well, they didn't have 03 contracts, but they're trying to fill a quote, and I was like, nah. I'm not doing an open fucking contract.
Right.
So, and eventually he came back and he's like, all right, we got an 0311, and that's why I got shipped out quick. He goes, you can ship out here, and I was like, sign me the fuck up.
Right.
Yeah, I don't even care. Yes.
Right. So you get to boot camp, and then how much of a wake up call was that?
Big, because right before boot camp, I had a hernia surgery.
Right.
So I didn't work out.
Right.
So I had.
Now you'll be born again hard in that fucking school right there.
Because I was out of shape.
PCP.
And that was a time where I was like.
An extra month in boot camp because you were out of shape.
Yep. And I forced.
Damn.
So I go.
That's brutal right there.
So I'm like, you know what? I said I got.
You were a diet recruit too.
So
yeah,
I was like,
that shit was torture.
So it was like, this is where I'm gonna see what I'm made of. People are quitting. If I want to be a Marine, I gotta fucking earn it.
Right.
So that was your penance you saw.
That was like really in life where I was like,
I like that.
So you took it as that, and you said, I gotta get through this. I gotta suck it the fuck up.
There ain't mommy and daddy here. There ain't nothing. This is me.
Coming to wipe your ass now.
Right. And I wanted to quit so bad, but you know what? I was fucking working out in the middle of the night. Fucking by the end of boot camp, doing 18 pull-ups. Fucking just ready to roll.
Nice.
And it was a wake-up call, and like I said, I got an extra stay at a 5-star hotel. I don't know if it's a 5-star hotel.
Yeah. Right. So anyway, get out of boot camp, and then what? Then where do you go?
SOI. So with the
school of
infantry.
Right. How was that?
I thought school of infantry was harder than fucking boot camp.
Right.
Yeah.
Why? What was so challenging?
It was just. I think it was more of just the. You had the guys. The sergeants and whatnot, they're a little bit. I had more respect.
They were less.
These guys,
they were
the Iraq guys coming back.
It's different for me. There was no combat.
No, these guys were fucking killers when he was there.
When I went through, there was a bunch of bitch ass motherfuckers.
Right. So we're talking about a different animal, big time.
I know nothing about his corps.
Yeah, forget about it.
Because think about it, when I went in, I got to enjoy a few years of that college-like environment.
Of course, right.
You're working from 0-something to 1600,
07 to 1600,
whatever. And then, we'll go fuck around out in town, party, fucking drive around. And then we go to UDPs or pumps, and we fucking dock, and we fuck our brains out. And it was great. It was a college experience.
Right.
And then there's guys that just came in, and all they know is war.
Right.
So then
those are the cats that were putting him through school of infantry.
Right.
Right. So school of infantry, what was...
punch you in your chest.
Oh, they were fucking like...
Well, and I'm sure that there were several challenging tasks, but what was the hardest one for you there?
I think it was the fucking I laugh at this, but the fucking shooting fucking a rifle in the cold, man, with fucking.
What,
I mean, laugh at me, bro.
Was it M16? Or?
Yeah. No, shooting everything, you know.
Yeah.
And but I tell people all the time, North Carolina's fucking cold in January and February, bro.
Okay.
I feel it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was just more of a mental state. They're
Right.
getting you that mindset of just I don't know what it is. It was just.
We're gonna go over there and kill them before they kill us.
Word, facts.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, School of Infantry was tough, and then after that, I went to 1st Battalion, 2nd Marines, my first unit, in March.
Right. So how long were you in the unit before you get fucking shipped off?
So we did a full year workup. So
good.
So we did a lot of training.
How many guys did you lose out of the unit during workup for whatever reason?
Not the workup, but on deployment, like workup.
No. You didn't lose guys out of the fucking unit during workup, like they couldn't accomplish some set of tasks.
Once you're in the infantry unit, you're not getting dropped. You're just getting your foot in your ass. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you get any no-goes in the Marine Corps, like extracurricular, dog, when everybody else is chilling, you doing that.
Right.
Oh, okay.
And then your unit's gonna find some way to connect with the certifying unit, and they're like, "Yo, we need after hours up in this bitch, bro."
So I mean, so some of the shitty guys that they didn't think were gonna be.
There's no failing.
They would put you in like headquarters.
Well, I'm just
They got nowhere to put you.
Because we lost fucking guys.
But yeah, but you guys,
different.
you guys, it's an incentive to complete your process. You get the prestige.
I mean, I'm talking about out of the platoon prior to deployment.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's Navy SEAL platoon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you fuck up, go back to the fleet.
Right.
Go fucking bust Russ or Brass or whatever the fuck. But you can't do this no more because you don't cut it.
Right.
With the infantry Marines, there's nowhere to go. That is it. They're like, hey, well, you better figure this shit out because we got 6 months before you're going to start going to the two-way range, motherfucker.
Yeah. So anyway, you do a fucking year workup, and then where? Where do you go?
So we, did CAX in January, and then that's when, this is where they're like, in December, Obama had that speech, we're sending 30,000, reinforcements to
So January 09, right?
10.
January 10. January 010, Afghanistan.
And, that's where we finished CAX. I deployed March 2010.
March, okay.
To Musa Kala.
Okay.
And we ripped the Brits out of there. And
how was that?
It was interesting.
Right.
This the first. You get there and you're just kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. Like you're going over there. It's totally different than your second deployment. You don't know what the fuck to expect. Because my seniors were guys that just got back from the Lance Coolies and whatnot were from Iraq, but they had a chill deployment. So none of the guys were really teaching you at this point.
You're going. These fucking guys, the guys that you're fucking there to kill are fucking hard, and they're not fucking playing. They're serious.
I tell this story all the time.
Well, they've been in fucking war since the 70s with the fucking Russians. So these fuckers have perfected this shit, run around in fucking 13,000 feet with fucking white flip-flops with no socks and shit. Yeah.
Their TTP was to allow you to take over that country.
Yeah.
And then they let the hardships of the country work itself through your ranks, and then they call for jihad.
Yeah.
And it works all the fucking time, every single fucking time.
Right. And I tell this.
Did we not come to the table with Taliban just recently?
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
couple years
peace.
ago now, yeah.
Or peace, right?
Now we recognize them.
We reckon. Listen, coming to the table with Taliban, we set the precedence for the rest of the world now. Right. Now the rest of the world must negotiate with them because we did.
Right.
That's it.
Remember, we don't negotiate with terrorists? Yeah, that's over.
I rest my case.
That's over. Yeah. So anyway, you get over there, and then what happens?
The normal, a couple firefights, there.
So what? How long till you're there until you get in your first firefight?
So this is a funny story. So I was.
We got the time, motherfucker.
I was in Bravo Company.
Right.
So the first fucking day we get to our patrol base out there.
Right.
Me and my buddy are on post. Is
it a forward area or is it hard?
What's that?
Is it a forward area or is it a fucking hardened area?
It's a forward. Yeah. So we're out.
With head barriers and all.
Yeah. So, and we're getting ready to do pushes throughout the villages and whatnot, and establish our own PBs. And I'm sitting there on post the first day of my buddy Masserone, and we're sitting there and we look over the ANA's over there, they're over there because and I'm like, what the fuck? First we're all like looking at a post, first time.
That was like spot on.
And I still remember just looking at that, be like, is this a fucking movie? Like what the fuck villages? Like you see this? It's weird. It's a weird.
And then it was like, is that a fucking hut? Or is what the fuck? What is that?
Everybody's coming to me. Yo, what the fuck is that?
Yo, you're
Be a little kid.
Snapping
the gold ties coming towards you. Yo, we gotta go. We got the girls up there. tight.
We hear the.
You gotta keep your dick in your pants. I got that fucking goat.
Eyes on.
Put your dick away.
If I see an antenna coming out that goat's ass, it's going down.
We're eating fucking mutton for weeks.
I'm laughing. Yeah, so we look over here,
Right.
and we see this fucking A&A pull out a machete, right?
Right.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
Right.
Fucking goat. And this fucking goat is screaming. I'm like, yo, we're in
on the top of its head, or what? He didn't do a swing. He just did a cut.
Yeah, just hold him down, fucking. And then hear this goat yelling. I was like, dude, we're in a fucking different.
That's halal, dog. They gotta bleed them out.
Yeah.
So what they do? Did they string them up, or they just let them bleed out flat like that?
Dude, they're just fucking savages.
Yeah.
I feel like the bigger joints, like the cows and shit, they string them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Because they take a long time to bleed out, and they do it right in the middle of the fucking.
They
don't
ain't
give a
playing.
fuck,
Yeah.
Yo, cars be like, shit. All right, we'll go right at a fucking cow upside down, just dripping in the middle. You like, ugh.
That's weird.
There was a lot of shit for us to figure out what the fuck we exactly we were looking at.
Right. When you first got there,
we're
you're like, it's so
this
different.
man wiping his ass with his naked hand?
Right.
That's gross.
Yeah, exactly.
And then.
So anyway, he starts murdering this goat.
Yeah, so that was like the first.
So you're like jerking off watching him murder this goat, and you're thinking, well, this is weird for a Tuesday.
Yeah. And so we were QRF for our Charlie company probably that first week.
Right.
And the first week, this is where I got dysentery and I was fucking puking.
Nice. Shooting through a screen.
So we're getting helo dropped on the side of a mountain to go do QRF with Charlie company.
But wait, I gotta poop. Never mind. Keep going.
Oh.
Keep
They
going.
just give you the Modium, right?
Oh, yeah.
Stuff you up.
You just hear your asshole slam shit. Yeah.
And I remember too being like, that was the first time we took contact and whatnot.
Right.
And I'm just like, just fucking shoot me at this point.
You were miserable and you was
110
in a tick.
degrees. And
You was in a tick and fucking had the runs, bro.
Yeah, it was hard.
And you were dehydrated.
So was it an all day thing, or was it a fucking
all day thing?
all day? So you're in a fucking gunfight all day.
Well, it's just, not just direct, but it's like you're running around too, just
And
get
also you
shot
get
at, and
snaps
it's
and
like
shit.
fucking Jesus fucking Christ, like. All right.
And then the thing is, when we first got there, I think you guys had it a little bit easier. Like us, our leaders weren't experienced with the chaos.
Right.
So each and every one was consumed in their own individual chaos, and it took a while for us to fucking syncopate.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that was the first time, man. Yeah, it was. And I remember, we were sitting there too. We were running down a mountain, and there's this fucking old. They had the old Russian mines too everywhere too. I remember that from the Russian War. And this fucking dude just steps on this fucking plate, and it was a dud. It just poofs up, and I'm like, "Fuck, dude!"
Jesus Christ!
And Marines too.
Dude,
we laughed about it now. The guy sitting there, like his ass was on fire or something. It's a joke now, but. Everybody was good. Because it came up and like burnt the fucking shit out.
I know, but did he catch him on fire?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, good.
He's good now.
Fucking moron. Jesus
You don't
Christ.
got worried about shaving his balls.
Dude, he fucking smoke checked everybody. Did you beat him up for that? Like, you fucking moron?
Yeah, so I mean, that was the first day, and then...
Nah, but
that was the first day.
Some of them been out there for fucking 30, 40 years.
No, dude, since the 70s.
Yes, since Rumsfeld was
40,
fucking funding Osama bin Laden to fight fucking the Russians.
The history is nuts.
Dude.
Yeah, Russian mine, they hit a couple of our guys too. Not even just IEDs they planted. It was old Russian mines.
Exactly.
We lost a guy there too. And fucking those explosions are dirty.
So that's like, you've been there for how many days prior to that happening?
A week. So that was the first
week.
day. Yeah.
So in your first week, boom, you're baptized.
Yeah.
And then what? And then it just starts picking up every
you get
day.
used to, so then it's just, the normal, routine, patrol.
Right.
Some days are good, some days are bad. And
right.
Yeah,
But how long in that particular sequence do you finally knew what the fuck you were doing? Because like I believe it's like the first 2 or 3 times, you don't even know you're fucking reacting.
Know what the fuck's going on.
And then about the 5th time, you can actually think, okay, now we're going to do this.
Slow down.
Right. Now we're going to do this.
And I look back, I was like, I'm probably thankful I was fucking sick as fuck. Just kind of the first time you got into a tick.
Right.
And just being like, I don't really give a fuck what happens right now. Well, or that was my mindset. I don't know. But it was,
testament to the point why one needs to be a hard motherfucker. If you're in the infantry, special operations, because there's no coddling, bro.
Right.
Oh, no.
None of that.
Yeah, they're like, Basho, do you want to stay back? I'm like, fuck no, I'm on this, I'm
Yeah, right. So you could get
fuck,
What?
No.
What? You crazy? I gotta live with myself after that now.
No way.
Diarrhea and all putting Pampers on. We out.
Yeah.
Dude, just shove a cork up my ass and tape that bitch in place. I don't care.
I'm not living with these motherfuckers if I don't go out there. You crazy?
Bro.
Yeah, I was like, I ain't staying
That
back.
would be, you couldn't take it.
Imagine that right now.
Oh, no. Ain't no living that shit down.
Right.
No.
But yeah, no, that deployment was in Muscale, 7 months, so
Right.
you said too. And I got back, and they were asking, hey, First Battalion, 6 Marines, anybody want to volunteer? They just got back from Marja, and they're, if anyone want to go do a workup for deployment. And a couple was like, fuck yeah, I'm ready to go back.
How long were you home?
I got back, it was October, I did my post-deployment.
Right.
November, I switched over, started to work up with 1-6 in December, and we deployed 5 months later.
Right.
To Slinging. Push to Kajaki.
Right.
Slinging.
Yeah, Slinging. IED.
I want to say something about Slinging. I don't think people give credit for. I think Slinging is one of the worst fucking combat zones the Marine Corps had to deal with during this whole fucking hooyah.
Yeah, I got hit
like
with
it
IED
was
there.
That was one of the worst fighting from what I understand. Listen, I did 2 tours, and then I went to Afghanistan as a contractor.
Mm-hmm.
And then working with my boys out there that were in Slinging and shit like that, let me tell you, their stories, none of mine's compared to theirs, ever. It was a nightmare, bro.
3-5. 3-5 is the one that got, Dark Horse got hit. We weren't part of the initial push, but we got the Slinging. I was in a Vic, and I got hit the first week there.
Yeah.
And we're just like, oh, fuck this. Like, that's how Slinging is, though. It's full of IEDs, and I think at one point, they said per square mile was like the dangerous place because there was IEDs everywhere, and those motherfuckers. There was guys, I think I was a team leader there. We had an engagement, probably 20-foot engagements.
Right.
Those motherfuckers were close.
It was coming out of the building.
Yeah, I threw a grenade at one. Later down the line we'll talk about that. I don't want to high-fight anything up, but it's just, it's fucking those motherfuckers.
Say whatever the fuck you want.
First off. Not many people could say that. 1, 2. This is why they're listening to you, bro.
Right.
They want to hear this.
Yeah.
So he's fucking 20 feet away. So did you fucking throw it and then hit the deck or what?
I placed my saw gunner as a team leader and fucking ran down and fucking threw it right in the fucking fire hole because they had fire holes.
Oh, okay. They were fucking dug in.
Yeah, that's what they do. Like the mud huts, they put like a little fire hole. Yeah. And that's where they would shoot at your fucking.
Right.
Yeah.
Did it stop?
So you had your fucking.
Goodbye.
Once the poof.
You had your saw gunner fucking put rounds in there.
Just typical.
And then you
hold it down.
Keep
the heads down.
Keep
the heads down and then the grenade.
Come and fire.
Here's your consolation prize. Tell them what they win, Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that deployment towards the end was after that pretty quiet.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna try to hype. Some people like to hype their shit up, but it's we're getting ready to get out, and I did that from July 2011 to January 2012.
Right.
And then got home. The Marine Corps at that time was doing, hey, anybody want to do early? Because they were trying to downsize at that point.
They weren't. Yeah,
I was like, yo, sign me up. I want to get out. My EAS was until September. And I was like, I got out June 29th. So I was, rushing to get out like everybody.
And then what?
Yeah, there was budget cuts, and then they weren't like giving motherfuckers boat spaces and shit like that. So they had to cut a lot of numbers from the Corps.
So you got out in June, and then what happened?
So I got out. I went down the Jersey Shore, man.
And did what? How long did you party?
Collect unemployment, fucking party all fucking.
For how long?
Sucked on Snooki's
yeah. Fist pump for a little bit. Till
fist bump. I'm assuming that was a masturbation reference.
Midget fisting.
It's a
okay. Whatever.
It's a sensual dance.
I gotta get him at his.
Whatever.
But yeah, I got out and I hiked the Appalachian Trail that August.
Nice.
The whole thing?
350 miles. No, I said fuck this after a while. I was like, I did this for too long.
How long?
Till around Halloween, I did 350 miles.
How long is the trail total?
It goes to Mount Katahdin. So we start up in Maine.
Yeah.
It's got to be like 2,000, I think.
Did you take a pistol with you or anything?
No, I was just fucking. I just wanted to.
You said, "Fuck it, let's see what happens."
Yeah.
So did you have a hatchet or a knife?
Oh yeah, I had a knife.
So 2,000 miles, but you did take a knife with you.
Yeah, I did.
So
do
what
2,000.
about the food? Did you take fucking processed food with you?
Yeah,
What'd you do?
yeah.
Because I know there's places you can stop.
Yeah.
So you built your fires and you did your cooking. So you took. What'd you take? A bivy sack? You take a tent? What'd you do?
Yeah, I had a tent. I had all like the civilian good gear,
right.
like the
I was
like, I know what I need.
Listen,
right.
I'm not doing shit ghetto no more.
Yeah, water filters, all that stuff.
Space blankets, let's go.
Right, and it was a good time,
Yeah.
Smoking, chilling, walking, 15 miles a day. It was awesome.
Did you meet anybody?
No, I don't really want to talk to anybody.
No.
So that was almost,
I was anti-social.
that was almost a sabbatical.
No, totally, completely understandable. Especially, I'm sure that you had experienced some things you thought you should feel some kind of way about.
I don't want people to understand.
Right, exactly.
And they don't need the fuck.
Unless you were there, how the fuck would you know?
I don't know. That explain nothing.
And and you're not going to just start talking to some fucking stranger about that.
Yeah, no, I was. Everybody was a fucking threat to me. I was kind of,
right.
But yeah, I did that. Came back. I got accepted to Monmouth University.
What's that mean?
The college down the shore. Monmouth University. So they had a veteran program, whatnot, like a yellow ribbon, all that bullshit.
Right.
I don't know the full details.
Yeah,
of all that.
yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go to college, dude.
Right.
Get going, finish
College for what?
Just business.
Okay, whatever. That's cool.
So I get there in January, and I'm living down the shore by myself. Didn't really know anybody.
Right.
Shit started hitting.
What do you mean?
The elasticity in the rubber band snap.
So I
started getting agitated.
Agitated and just kind of just every day fucking boozing, coming home by myself. And,
right.
And I wasn't, that's where it hit me, was like, I'm not around my boys in the barracks. I'm not around, the boys.
Started getting angry.
Yeah, separational anxiety.
And getting disgusted.
I hate fucking every college kid.
And you're disgusted with how soft everybody is.
Hated fucking college kids. Hate it. So after a semester, I said, fuck this. I'm not going to college anymore.
Right. So then what?
I ended up doing a little iron working for manual labor.
Right. What's that translate to? Iron working? What? Just carrying rebar and
rebar, just fucking
what?
Carrying fucking steel around, putting up, and I got, I wanted to get in, I got an entry level job for a tech company.
Okay.
Project coordinator, or whatever. I was like, fuck it, I don't want to be fucking doing this outside, I'm gonna try something new. Maybe it's easier.
Some Gucci shit.
Right. They make good money, right? Like,
some of the chicks be hot when you take the glasses off too.
Nice.
And I started a tech company, and just throughout time, just learning through the Marine Corps and whatnot, just kind of just slowly.
Well, when did you go and sit down at the recording studio and record your first 5 episodes of I Got Your 6 podcast? And when a lot of people don't understand what I Got Your 6 means, so why don't you tell me? I know what it means, but why don't you say it out loud so Harold can record it?
So the way I Got Your 6, I wasn't into coming up with some fancy fucking name or whatnot.
Right.
So I thought, as veterans, we know what that means. Like back in the military, it's like
Well, to guys like us, that fucking means something.
It means like I got your back in combat. Like no one's gonna fucking touch you. I'm loyal to you.
Yeah. Right.
And I wanted to.
The title describes your show in a nutshell, 100%.
Right.
And the one thing is, I wanted to transition that to, and I think as veterans is, we still got each other's back by talking to each other, supporting one another. It doesn't have to be combat. We're not in fucking war anymore.
Relating, because we suffer in silence, and we think we're the only ones going through this, and then when we get together and start to talk, we realize, not the only one.
Right. Every time.
You mean you felt like killing yourself every fucking second of every day for a couple of years at a time too? No fucking way. Oh yeah.
It's like what?
Yeah.
Well, I always thought you was good. Every time I see you on Instagram, you Gucci. Your family's
beautiful. You look so good. And
that's because you weren't there.
You weren't there.
Social media will fuck your mind up too now.
Yeah. But we're also good at not letting people know we were hurting.
Right. Yeah, we don't show fear. We don't. That's
we don't show weakness.
Right. Yeah.
You'll never know whether I'm hungry, whether I'm broke. You'll never know.
And that's the thing too. With I Got Your 6, it's like, we all fucking, how many vets I talk to, similar fucking story, different ways, and it's that's what
maybe not exactly the same, but definitely parallel.
Right.
Yeah, definitely parallel.
And during those years in the tech, I was fucking struggling outside.
Right.
I got an apartment down in Princeton where the thing was, and I was by myself, and it was just, I wouldn't go out on weekends. I would just go to work, home, booze.
Right.
Yeah, I know where you.
And at work I was fucking chipper, all good, but I was fucking hurting inside.
Well, because you were fronting for everybody.
Right.
Because you didn't want everybody to know.
No. Everything was lackluster after that too. It's like nothing mattered. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
well, not only that. Well, in that particular situation, when your senses are heightened like that, nothing's ever the fucking same. The sounds aren't the same. The smells aren't the same. The tastes aren't the same. Everything, when you come back out of that situation, the volume decreases on everything.
Right.
And you can't, unless you've been there, how the fuck are you going to explain that to somebody? You just can't.
Yeah, you're at a different level of consciousness. No, because now you truly know what a human being is capable of. And then you translate that to anyone. And that's where the gears start to turn.
Yep.
See, when people walk around this motherfucker ignorant, they don't know what one human is capable of, the evils that one motherfucker is capable of, until you see it with your own eyes. After that, you cannot undo that. You look at everybody with that. What's up? What's your angle?
You think everyone's a threat.
Yeah.
But we've talked about it too. Is that necessarily a bad thing?
No, I don't think so. I think it's evolutionary.
It's exactly. Jason has mentioned this before. It's like we're forced to go to the next level, and I don't think it's broken. I think it may be hardened and perfected. But as far as damage, I don't believe that's the case.
Right. But it's also too, when you get out, you think you have to be a certain way as a civilian, and you don't understand that being a veteran, having those heightened senses, is okay.
It actually gives you an advantage, of course, over many, because you're a hyper mitigator. So that means you could take a multitude of circumstances and mitigate for them, and then come out of them situations successfully. But because you deal with stress and you learn how to cut the emotional reaction out and deal straight with the motherfucking, the necessary.
Giant black wiener close to Brian and Jason.
Yeah, we need a little.
Yeah, he needs it. He's missing it. Open up. No, exactly right. And because you're so used to doing so much with so little, always, you're now capable of doing fucking anything with nothing.
Right.
And it just, that to an individual that's been a few places, or a business owner who's older, they see the value in that. But if you go with just, your standardized whatever situation, they're thinking that you need a piece of paper that states that you have these qualifications. But when the vets come back, they're so used to accomplishing so many things with very little guidance, that you ask them to do something, they just go fucking do it. I don't need you to tell me how to do it. I'm going to go get it done.
I'm going to get it done.
And then that's it.
Exactly
right.
Yeah. Yep.
So you did the IT thing for a while. So you recorded the first 5 episodes. When did you decide to make the podcast a thing and give it some legs and a solid foundation and start reaching out? When did that hit you?
So, I did that. So, 2019 in April, I released the podcast.
Right.
Episode every night, just 5 episodes, just me talking,
And primarily talking about post-traumatic stress.
My
talking
life.
about some of the less than stuff. And one thing that we touched on, when we get out of whatever situation, we're convinced that we're supposed to look a certain way. We're supposed to dress a certain way. We're supposed to eat a certain thing.
Right.
Well, the funny thing about advertising and media and all that other shit, if you're not dialed in, if you're not happy who you are, you'll start believing that stuff.
Right.
Because Western civilization is constantly barraging you with fucking shit. You should buy this. You should live here. You should make this. You should drive this.
To me, it's all
fucking
it's all
nonsense.
To distract you. It's all to keep you focused on the hamster wheel. Right. Because think about it. I mean, especially when it comes to us, the individuals that we are. If we're not consumed with the mundane, you know how fucking detrimental, I don't even want to say dangerous and not like that, but like idle hands do the devil's work. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta run an entire nation. Yeah, you gotta throw some bullshit at that fucking nation to keep those sons of bitches busy. And that's where Hollywood comes in. That's where societal perceptions come in, and you start to live to those standards because you're running on that fucking hamster wheel. But the shit is stressful, and all it is marking time.
Right.
They don't want you to discover yourself.
They just want you to shut up, buy this. They want to keep you fat, stupid, and medicated.
Like JD said on my podcast, they're bots. They want to be a bot.
Bots, bro.
He said that's why you see all these fucking liquor stores. Exactly. So they can fucking force feed you fucking alcohol, force feed you prescription medication, keep you fucking drunk and stupid and on your couch. So you're not out there exercising, you're not out there learning stuff, you're not out there talking to people. You have all this fucking fear and bullshit that they're trying to feed you. It's nonsense.
Brother.
What?
Shit fucking work though.
How many people in that city right now are doing the exact same thing? Convinced that they're supposed to wear a certain thing, eat a certain thing, look a certain way. That they should be afraid of people because they don't look the same. It's fucking nonsense.
They fear standing out. They fear, they just fear. Since when being an American included living with fear? When was that a thing?
So how many people have you helped with the podcast so far, bro? If you're guessing.
There's probably, I would say maybe five a month.
Yeah, no, that's really good. Yeah, that's really good.
I'm not looking for, and you know this better than anybody because we've talked about it. The second somebody says I'm a fucking social media fucking influencer or any type of horse cock like that, it's like we're fucking done here. We got nothing else to talk about. Because this ain't about fucking likes and clicks and followers and fucking bullshit.
This is about you and your influence.
No, this is about keeping people from fucking killing themselves.
It's about the guy still having I got your six and still fucking shooting.
It's about your experience, yo. Where you been, yo.
Fucking sideways. You fucking call me up, man. That's it. You fucking call me up.
Reach back to them youngins.
Exactly. Reach out. Hey, man, this is what's going on with me. You got a fucking minute? You're fucking right, I got a minute. I'll tell you what, there ain't nobody home. Come on over, we'll get something to eat and we'll talk some shit. You can pet my fucking fat dog.
Yeah, which we did a couple weeks ago. But the one thing, too, is to go back, I posted something, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like, if you call yourself a veteran influencer, you didn't get fucking hazed enough.
No, I saw that. That's good.
No, that is good shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Veteran influencer.
I'm a veteran influencer. No, you're not.
Influencing dick.
No, you're not. You're a fucking sellout, bro.
Or you even want to be a sellout. Yeah, you know what I mean? How often do you
makeup on your face?
Well, no, makeup and then the fucking stupid flashy fucking clothes and all this fucking nonsense. And then it's funny because you get like these other companies that reach out to you on Facebook and shit.
Yeah. Want to be a
ambassador?
Like, how come motherfuckers don't smile in their pictures? Smile, B. You don't gotta. Yeah, we know. Yeah.
All right, what do you got, a dick in your ass?
We know. You don't
chill.
Motherfucker.
That's the other thing, man. It's like you can fucking chill out, man. Like you can talk about your feelings, say hello to people. Like
no, and then when you get into a room, and then the shit that wowed me out is anybody that really did anything don't ever talk about shit. We talk about the moment. We live in the now.
Right. I don't care about the shit.
We don't know what you did. What are you doing?
What
are you doing to help people out?
And then you get the one out of nowhere. No one even broke the fucking ice. And because there's some other observers within the space. Yeah, man, it's like blowing people's heads up, right? Ew,
like, who the fuck are you?
Get out of here, bro. You're gay, dude.
Yeah.
like that one interview McGregor was doing. And like,
that's what I'm saying. Who the fuck
is that guy?
That's what I was thinking in my head, yeah. Who the fuck's that
guy?
Who the fuck's that guy?
You heard, Steve?
What's that?
I gotta take a question from Mike. He says,
what's your question, Mike? Go ahead.
Mike?
When, like you said, you first went over there, and when he was talking about the firefight, at that moment, because that's real. Are you scared for like? I know you gotta,
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, are you scared?
I don't care what anybody says, man. You're fucking scared.
You're fucking first thing.
Every time I leave the wire, my asshole was doing that.
That's exactly the first thing you hear.
That's the loud in your stomach.
You know what you're doing, and you're the first ones out there. You're like, well, fucking, I guess we keep walking in this dark direction here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's crazy.
You saying it was chaotic because I guess the leader, the captain.
There was no experience.
Right.
That the gap between actual seasoned combat veterans and us was too significant.
So
we were still training with Vietnam fucking training and tactic points.
You guys, yeah.
And then we get dropped off in the desert and in cities, and we're like, well, what happened to the jungle shit we was learning?
So
don't worry about the jungle shit.
The Iraq guys really set up for the Afghan guys.
Yeah, like we learned everything the hard way, bro.
Yeah, and we took their experiences like
the first thing you hear is your fucking asshole slam shut.
Yeah.
No, seriously, and then you ask yourself, is this really fucking happening?
And it feels like
no, seriously, and that all happens at the same time. Is this really fucking happening? And then it's like, oh, then we do this.
Wow.
That's just how it fucking goes down.
Out of life experience, like for a second.
And out of nowhere, that's exactly it. Out of nowhere, you start getting delusional almost, but like hysterical, like comedic hysterical. And because your body, your human brain is so crazy. It has a way to desensitize trauma and turn it into comedy. And then you just go into autopilot mode. The brain is beautiful. The brain could take a fucking motherfucker in prison, and if he knows he has a life sentence, his jail cell will become like the Taj Mahal. He'll have his corners, his regimen, everything be Gucci. He could still experience a nice, comfortable life. That dude next to him, that motherfucker will fuck him in the ass and envision a woman. Because the brain knows it will no longer receive those things. So now it must adapt to something to attain that emotion and that feeling. So for us, it knew it got to get us out of there. So it converted that fucking trauma into comedy. And then it put us into what we call autopilot or zombie mode. And we just moved. Next thing you know, it's 48 hours later, and we didn't realize we ain't eat, we ain't sleep.
You don't know.
You don't know. You just don't know.
Oh, so let me ask you this. As you say that, we're all human.
Mm-hmm.
But are some men just can't do that?
Yes, correct.
I've seen people freeze.
Not all, but it's also not as related to the generational kind of experiences or biases like it used to be, because back in the day, motherfuckers would have a hard time shooting other humans in combat, so they started training with targets that look like humans to desensitize their soldiers because they're shooting at human silhouettes and targets. So now when they get in country, they're comfortable to the silhouette and target, so they're not hesitating no more. With all the violence we have in Hollywood and on TV and video games, and bro, I see almost nobody freeze up. And also too, the training filters that shit out to a certain point.
But yeah, but
training's so good now.
To your question, Mike, yeah, it does happen, and there's absolutely no way to fucking figure out who it's going to be. You might have the skinniest, nerdiest motherfucker in the world, and this guy's a cold-blooded killer. Yeah. And then you have fucking Adonis. This guy's like a fucking professional football player and shit. And then he gets over there. He gets over there and fucking freezes up, pisses himself, and somebody's gonna knock him out of the doorway so they don't get everybody killed. Ain't no way to tell how it's gonna go down.
There's nothing that can prepare you for it. Nothing. That feeling, there's nothing.
You just gotta learn how to be hard and resilient. That's it. And adapt and overcome, bro.
And it's all adrenaline too.
Yeah. God bless the chemical cocktail.
You mention that because that's what leads to a lot of fucking problems with guys. They don't have that. They don't have the adrenaline dump.
Right.
They don't. It's way addictive. Right. Adrenaline is the most addictive thing out there because it makes everything. It takes turns fucking smoking crack into like eating fucking M&Ms.
Yeah. Right.
It's if once you've experienced that shit, nothing else compares to it.
Bro, you get into such a fucking adrenaline dump high when it starts to come down, you'll throw up like you coming off the fucking dope.
When we talk about dudes running to the fucking porta parties to fucking jerk off, guys fucking drinking like crazy, guys doing drugs, guys fucking fighting, guys having tons of different girlfriends and all this other kind of nonsense. It's not because it's a fucking illness. It's because it's an adrenaline addiction that they haven't fucking dealt with. They don't recognize it for what it is.
That's why we
and they don't.
Bitches.
Right. Well, they would like crazy bitches because they fuck so good. But other than that, the guys don't.
They give you that adrenaline, bro.
What's up today, baby?
You're showing up at my house with a knife?
But that only happens if she's brown, and that's why you only fuck brown girls, because you might get stabbed.
I don't like passive bitches.
Am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong.
I don't like passive bitches.
Dude, come on. If you don't gotta worry about getting stabbed, it ain't even worth it.
Yeah, that's why I don't date white women, dog. They give you whatever you want. I don't like this shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like to fight for my shit, dog.
We can tell. So with that, what are you hoping to get out of the podcast? Just being real.
Just having these conversations, shooting the shit with people, connecting with real people, and finding the people I need to be around. Because I feel like I posted something the other day. It goes, if you didn't hear from me, there's the changes I'm making.
That means you're a fuckstick and I hate you.
I was hanging around people for so long that that were just fucking shitty people, and I feel like now I'm like starting to chill with other vets that understand and they actually have that loyalty and actually want to hear you talk and actually want to do good for you and you want to do good for them. And it's that's one thing I want to really continue to grow. Maybe a community right now, but it's just tribes. Tribes are what it's all about. And
we're tribing up now. Yeah. Tribing up. And also let's talk about tribe infiltrators, bro.
Right.
That's the thing, man.
That's
guys want to exploit the veteran name and everything. That's a fact.
And this is what me and Chris Osmond, we had a lengthy conversation, I believe, last New Year's. And we're kicking it, and we came up with this idea to just somehow, join together and help each other pursue our interests, but with the experiences that, the older guys got, the OGs got, You know, from getting fucked over and getting abused by people with not as much charisma and talent, but you know that this is how they make their money off of people with charisma and talent, and just rob motherfuckers and shit. Like, put an end to all that shit, because this has become an industry that is making a significant amount of money now.
Yeah, it's
right.
an industry.
Yeah.
And people are coming to capitalize off that shit, and it's not us. Like anything else in this motherfucking world.
Now you're exactly right. We do need to union up in some form or fashion, and we'll take a look at that as we progress. And one thing, thanks for agreeing to sitting down and participate in our first episode of Slinging Inc. with JD on Soft Bad Monkey. We appreciate you and we love you, and the reality of the situation is that's the same reason we do the podcast, man. It's the same reason we go out and do the shows and everything else. We're not looking for fucking fame and fortune and fucking nonsense. If we can keep one person from blowing their fucking face off in the shower, then it's worth it, man. It goes down as a win. And we've had similar situations. We've had people reach out to us from all walks of life, cops, vets, everybody. Look, I'm having a problem with opiates. I'm having a problem with alcohol. Whatever the fuck having a problem is, I'm just getting sick of this fucking living shit. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired all the fucking time. And that kind of shit. And that situation is like, hey man, well, let's fucking get on a telephone call. Let's talk about it. Let's fucking figure some shit out, man. And if we can help anybody move the football down the field, we're all about it. Yeah. What's that, Jay?
Those are the ones you do it for. You know, a message to those that don't fuck with us.
Who cares?
You don't vibrate on my frequency, bro.
That's all right.
I'm not for you. You know, so you can keep
listen
it moving.
To something else, bitch.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's like, okay, you prefer Pepsi over Coca-Cola. Got it. But are you going to call Coke and tell them to change their formula because it doesn't taste like Pepsi? Like, no, you're just not going to drink this shit, bro. Like, what the fuck, bro?
I have an idea. Why don't you call somebody who gives a fuck?
Yeah. That's the crazy. And then here's the thing. They do it in such a negative way. Like, bitch, you know how very few positive days I have in this world? Well, how do you know I didn't wake up happy? And you come in this bitch and you want to fuck it up because you're so self-centered and egotistical and impulsive. You can't control your fucking thoughts and fingers. Like, who are you, dog? I just want people to reflect on that. Before you interject yourself in someone's life, ask yourself, if you didn't say what you're about to fucking say, would this person live to see the end of the day? And if the answer is yeah, let them fucking figure this shit out, bro. Stop being such a fucking micromanager of other people.
What I would offer is, if you have any negative shit to send it to JD, send it to me so I can tell you to go fuck yourself, and then block your dumb ass.
Block, delete, unfollow.
Block, exactly right. Because somebody asked us one time, why do you do the show this way, or why do you do that, or why do you do this? And let me tell you what happens. JD and I have a fucking conversation, and then we make it happen. And then JD and Harold figured out the fucking artistic shit, and then it gets thrown down. Sometimes we hit home runs. Sometimes we fucking.
That's life, man.
Sometimes we hit exactly.
Right.
Sometimes we hit fouls.
And we're trail fucking blazing. I don't want to hear it, dog. Yeah, we've been doing this for over 2 years, and now there's a veteran podcast everywhere, and I welcome that shit. I welcome that shit because with numbers comes strength.
Right.
Comes a voice. Right. I don't hate on nobody. I fucking give the game up to everybody.
Right.
You know, but
that's why we're always singing out guys' podcasts, like fucking Clark Impostato's fucking podcast, Good Vibes, and then Mitch Aguiar, what is it, the Mitch Show, and then fucking Mike Ritland's show, and then everybody else's show. I can't think of a whole bunch right now.
If I kept worrying about societal standards and what the sheeple and what the masses are used to considering harmonious, then I'm just doing nothing but fucking following in line. I'm creating style. We're creating style, but that takes trial and error. Bingo. But we got to go through that. Right. And we got to get in tune and figure out how nobody's going to give me that fucking game. You know, that's experience. Can no one give you that?
Right.
You know? Oh, you guys could go kiss my fucking
fuck
ass,
you.
bro.
We're creating a reel right now, bitch. Maybe later you can fucking copy it. But we don't care. You don't like it, don't watch. Listen to something else. We're doing this for us.
Yeah.
You know?
Because there's a lot of motherfuckers like this.
You don't want none. You don't want none. There won't be none.
Listen to those non-veteran podcasts that talk about veteran stuff.
Yeah.
Fucking
losers.
Listen to the wannabes that talk about veteran stuff. Yeah. That's cool too, man. That's cool too. All right. That's all I got, man.
I appreciate you guys having me
Appreciate
on,
you,
brother.
brother. Love your
All right,
fucking big fine ass.
I'm
not a fag, but if I was, that'd be fucking you.
That's gonna be the first saying on your the push a Steve.
No, it's a
quote
pull. I like the pull string.
Pull string Steve down. That's gonna be the first quote.
What's that?
Like, whoa.
What? Love your big fine ass?
Yeah.
No, if I was,
I'm not a fag, but if I was,
I would
I'd be
fuck
fucking
you.
you.
That is a beautiful compliment, sir. Thank you. Thank you. We are going to create the Uncle Steve phrase pull string doll. Don't worry, it's coming out. And Steve is leaving.
Shit Uncle Steve says.
Steve is leaving because he wakes up at 4 in the morning every day, and I'm staying to tattoo him because I sleep at 4 in the morning every day.